how long does it take to make 100 bucks as an editor? This is a spread of how much editors make in the US, and 10% of the lowest and highest numbers are not included, so the spread is enormous. Recently I had a look at the report about editors' earnings in the US, and I also ran a survey for my email list to first examine how much editors make in general, and secondly to talk about how we can make more money as editors. Okay, let's go, let's see what's inside 2021 report from the Blue Collar Post Collective. It's based on 2068 completed questionnaires from across the US post-production industry. Episodic content leads the stakes, followed by branded content, documentaries, and commercials. Narrative features are there, but it's just a small piece of the cake. 60% were men, so I guess the split is almost even, and editorial positions constitute almost 2/3 of all responses. By the way, you can also have a look at this document, which has all the responses from the 2020 survey. It's full of valuable details like their experience, the number of working hours per day, and so on. When it comes to equality, the racial pay gap for editors was 6% in 2017 and is calculated to be 3% in 2021. Junior, assistant, and apprentice editors make $44 per hour on average, and the spread on this level is not significant. However, it's bigger on editing positions. The average is $70 per hour, but the 19th percentile is about 100 and the 10th percentile is about $30. Although we have to have in mind that there is a mixture of experience levels in these graphs, so the spread is understandable to a great extent. And obviously editors in New York and Los Angeles areas are being paid more than from the outside. Okay, now on to the responses I got from my viewers. By the way, if you're one of them, thank you very much, you made this video possible. Most of the 103 responses came from North America and Western Europe. Remote editing is pretty much a standard, 74% edit for such clients. However, remote clients are a major source of income for only 20%, including myself. Once again, social media and branded content make the top of the list, but the documentaries and narratives made the list as well. Interestingly, very few of us are on salary or retainer. We mostly charge per project or based on an hourly or daily rate. The amount charged for 8 hours of work varies greatly. Almost half of us charge less than 300 bucks, with 16% charging less than $100 a day. But also 16% charge more than $600, and 4% charge over $800 per day. But this survey includes all of the experience levels as well as all of the locations. So here is the average amount for geographic location. Not surprisingly, Australia and North America lead the way, with Western Europe on the 3rd place. 80% of you don't have a rate card you send to your clients. And to be clear, I don't think the rate card is mandatory. It always depends on the service you provide and how you like to deal with your clients. The responses about how you plan to raise your rate over time are very interesting. But first, I want to address some of the challenges you face when negotiating a rate. A lot of us are afraid to update the rate for long-term clients. In my opinion, it has to be done gradually. You don't want to call someone and just say, yeah, I'll need more money for the project we're working on right now. But if you have an honest conversation, then you can actually explain why you're raising the rate and can actually negotiate how and when this change will happen. The second concern is about calculating, estimating how long an edit will take. And yes, the more experience you have, the easier it gets. But also, I think that you actually have to measure stuff. So how long does it take for you to watch the footage? How long does it take to edit an assembly, to polish the edit, the pacing, and so on? If you do these things for the projects you're working on right now, it will be actually very easy to predict how long a full edit will take. Another challenge is that you feel that you are not worth the money you're charging. And you know, imposter syndrome is something that we all struggle with. I talked about it many times, but I think the cure is gathering all of the positive feedback you got from your clients in the past. Read all of these and you'll feel more confident. But there is a possibility that, you know, your skill set is just not sharp enough. If you feel that that's the case, do something about it. Join an online course about editing, watch more movies, try to analyze them, things like that. And the last very common concern that you have is not knowing where you fall into the spectrum. So basically, you don't know how much other editors charge. And you know, I'm solving this problem with this video. That's why I'm making it. By the way, if you like the video, please leave that thumbs up. Like, it helps. It really does. Okay, time for the strategies you have to raise your rate over time. The first one, very common, is finding more clients. You want to find yourself in the situation where you can say no to a client. I think this is just this human nature that we crave for things that are unavailable. Once you have more regular clients, you can ask for more money. That's simple. Okay, the next strategies that some of you have is introducing payment plans and monthly retainers. And the reason why it's a great idea is that it gives you more consistency. Consistent income gives you peace of mind, and then when you are approached by a new client, you can easily raise your rate. So find 1 or 2 clients that will pay you monthly. It's basically like they are booking a few days of your time each month. The third strategy is actually to have very good credentials. So if you have worked with a director or a big brand, make sure that you get their testimonial. Be very thorough, ask a lot of questions about what they liked in the collaboration and things like that. The more information you get, the more useful it will be for a potential client in the future. Basically, the more credibility you get. Strategy number 4 is improving your skills. And I think it goes without saying we should stretch that editing muscle all the time. So once again, it could be a book about editing, it could be a course. There are really a lot of things you can do to practice your storytelling skills, your editing technique, as well as your workflow efficiency. And the last strategy is a little bit different. It's about having an agent who negotiates a rate for you. It's mostly for long format editors. And recently we interviewed Elizabeth, an editor of Atomic Blonde, Bullet Train, John Wick, just to name a few. And she said that she would probably work for free, if not for her agent, because she just loves editing so much. And talking about that, let me show you what one of you wrote. I have an agent who negotiates for me. This was a big step as she charges around 5 to 10% regarding the project type, but she also took all the nasty things away from me, like the initial negotiating, reading contracts, getting contracts charged, and getting my workstation built as well. This has many years been part of my editing rate. Charge extra days when it takes longer, charge days that were blocked but no feedback came to work, deal with the producers who normally have so much more experience in negotiating than me. Also, it keeps away all the stress of paperwork away. So if you're an aspiring film or TV editor, having an agent might be something for you. The more we talk about the money aspect, the more awareness there will be about the value we provide. So please share this video with your fellow editors. It's all I'm asking for. Let's talk about the money aspect. Let's raise the awareness. Thank you in advance, and thank you for watching. It was Peter. Until the next time.